You're scrolling on social media and the first post you see says, "You don't have much time left." You scroll again. The next post you see says, "Someone's training 4 times a day. And if you don't do this, you're falling behind." It's only a matter of time before you fall victim to this mentality too. Then your friend's seen it. What does he say to you? "Bro, we need to start waking up at 6 a.m. and training, then 7 a.m., then 8 a.m., and then training in the evenings." But you know the truth, and you tell him, "No, bro, I'm training for 1 hour a day only." But your friend doesn't really understand this, and he insists on you both grinding together. Then what happens is, he sees no real progress, you climb up the ladder, and he's wondering, how did this happen? And it's simply because you understood the 1 hour rule. 1 hour a day is all you need. You don't need to train 7 hours a day, 5 times a day, because that is only going to make you worse. Let me explain. Firstly, do you actually understand how much 1 hour a day actually is? That's 7 hours a week and 365 hours a year. And do you not realize that just in 1 month, you can absolutely transform your game by literally just training for 1 hour a day? If you turn up to the pitch having 8 hours of sleep in the tank, stretching before, and eating good food before, that session is going to be extremely productive. You can do wall passing to improve your touch. You can do cone drills to stay sharp. You can do 1v1s with your friends. Then you can do position-based training. You can do all of that in under an hour. Everyone likes to complicate it, saying you need to train for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day. But let me tell you, that is completely ridiculous. I just listed off the absolute fundamentals of things that you need to work on every single day, and you can do all of that within 1 hour. So you don't need to dedicate a whole day to shooting. You can do that in 1 hour. Just work on the little things, little thing, tick everything off, and it's those little efforts that will pay off in the long run. See, what most people do is they go, "Yes, bro, I'm so motivated to grind." Then they train for 7 hours a day, and then the next month or the next week, they give up completely. And that is not what you're going to do. You're going to put in that little effort every single day. Little effort, little hour here, little hour there. And those hours add up completely. By the way, if you want some more in-depth training sessions for free, then just click the first link in my description, sign up to the emails, and I'll send you over a full in-depth 1 hour training session. Everyone loves to overcomplicate things, saying you need to do 100 drills here for 100 hours there. But the truth is, it's not true. All you need is 1 hour a day. And the mistake I see people make over and over again is all of a sudden they see one little Instagram video, and they decide, "I want to be the best, I'm going to be the best ever." And then what do? They grind, they truly grind for like 3 days. And then what happens the next week? Nothing. They do absolutely nothing. And I don't want you to fall victim to that same mentality. The person who trains for 30 minutes a day absolutely destroys the person who grinds randomly on a Tuesday and does 3 hours, because football isn't a sprint, right? There's no deadline that you need to make. You don't need to suddenly be the best by July, whatever date it is. Football is a complete marathon. People improve all the way up until 25, which means these constant efforts will get you further up the ladder. It will make you way more likely to get signed to a professional team than that person who goes, "Yeah, this is my year, this is my week, this is my month." They grind, and then nothing happens after that. You need to be the person who can constantly do that disciplined action where it's just 30 minutes a day, 30 minutes, an hour a day, hour a day. No more, no less, because like I said, the first reason is you won't be able to keep it up, and the second reason is this isn't even how the pros train, so why would you train in that way? It's about intensity, not duration. So a 30-minute session or an hour session where you're truly working, and I mean locking in, doing things as fast as you can, that will get you way more results than someone who just, you just turn up to the field sometimes and then it takes you 3 hours, but you get everything done, but you do it slowly. And the reason is because intensity is the #1 thing that can take you up the levels. You see, if you're playing a game, whether it's at Sunday League, whatever level you're at, and you do everything a bit quicker than everyone, all your movements, everything's a bit quicker than everyone, then that is the biggest thing into standing out, because you'll look levels above your peers, and trust me, you won't be playing at that level for much longer if your intensity is higher. But it starts from training. You can't magically turn it on. You can't magically become the most intense player ever. You have to work with intensity in your training sessions. And that comes from shortening the time, doing all the actions a bit quicker with minimal rest, and obviously just not doing these stupid long sessions. And again, for this point, please plan out your sessions. You need to have a purpose behind what you're training. You can't be going to the field and just being like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and that, and yeah, I might do that and that. You have to have an actual designated, I can't say the word, you have to have a designated plan of what you need to do, because otherwise you're wasting brain power and you're wasting time even deciding what to do. So even if you have just on a piece of paper what you're going to do today, that's what you're going to do it. Secondly, I'm going to introduce you to a concept that you may not have heard before, and it's called diminishing returns. So let me ask you, have you ever been training, say you're practicing shooting or a specific skill move, and you start slowly improving, you know, your first shot or your first time doing a skill move, it's all right, then it gets better and better and better, but then you hit a plateau and you actually might even get worse. But the point is, you can't get better on this time. And you might be confused in this situation, you might not understand why you can't get better, and that is exactly this law of diminishing returns. And I'm going to use a very, very simple analogy here. So let's say you're playing chess, and this is something that I'm doing a lot at the moment. You only have so much brain power and concentration that you can use to improve. So, you know, you might start concentrating and you're playing really well, you're making all the best moves. But as soon as that brain power goes, as soon as that concentration goes, you start making terrible moves, and within 3 moves, you've been checkmated. And you might be wondering, how has this happened? Well, it's simply because your brain power and your concentration is gone. And this is the exact same in football, but more so to do with your physicals. So your legs, obviously, they can go for a certain amount of time. But if you continue training when your legs are saying no, you will not be able to improve. It's as simple as that. So you can keep training after you hit this point, and trust me, you'll know when you hit this point, but you're only going to frustrate yourself because you won't be able to do a certain move, a certain skill that you could do 30 minutes ago. So you can imagine how annoying that is where you're trying to do it. And I know you've been in this position before. You're trying to hit the bottom corner with your shot. You're trying to do a step over, but you just can't get it. And you could do it 30 minutes ago. You're only going to frustrate yourself. And by the way, most people cannot concentrate for over an hour, okay? So it's like, don't try and kid yourself. I know you're watching this thinking, yeah, I can concentrate for longer. But dude, it's like over 90% of people can't fully concentrate on something. And I mean fully concentrate on something, no distractions. People can't concentrate for over an hour. So don't try kid yourself saying, I can do it, because bro, it's gonna be one of us. And the funniest part of this is that you literally only need that 1 hour anyway. Just lock in, no distractions, put your phone down, have it written down on a piece of paper so you don't even have to go on your notes page on your phone. Have it written down on a piece of paper what you're going to get done in this session, and just lock in. Take minimal rest times and train with big intensity, high intensity, and trust me, your results will be so much more than if you do these 3-hour training sessions where you're just kind of aimlessly training. My third point is, and this is more of a practical point of view, and that is, if you keep training for hours and hours, you're causing your body extreme stress. And what's going to happen when you do that? Your body will eventually give in. You're eventually going to pick up a niggle injury, which is like, you know, your hamstring goes, your calf goes, quad, whatever it is, you're going to pick up a little injury that's caused by just overtraining, and then you miss a month, you miss 2 months, you miss 3 months maybe. And then what happens? Those people who were just being disciplined enough to hit those little spots, 30 minute, an hour, all of those people have caught up on you. Even the people who aren't doing any extra training have caught up on you and surpassed you in some cases, because you went like this. You started off the year going, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna super grind mode. And then you go, yeah, fair enough, you make some good progress to begin with. And then what happens to that guy who says, it's a long year, it's a very, very long 2025, I'm gonna put in these efforts here, and I'm gonna improve just slowly like that. That person's gonna absolutely kill you in the long run. So you can't have this mentality of I'm gonna grind straight away, because as soon as you get injured, that's it. You've missed a whole month, 2 months, 3 months, and all these people who weren't even trying as hard as you are going to improve more than you. And trust me, I've been in that situation before, and it's the worst feeling ever, because you care so much more about football than all these people. These people don't even care, right? They don't care about football, and then because you keep getting injured because you're overtraining, these people who don't even care about the sport are improving at the same rate as you or getting better than you. So you can imagine how annoying that is when you come back to training and you see these people who you were once better than, and they're better than you, and they don't even care about football. So if you actually want to make it as a pro footballer, do not train for hours and hours a day, because trust me, that method of training destines you for failure in the football world. So what do you do if you're obsessed with football and you want to maximize your progress? Firstly, you need to have a strict routine of 1 hour a day maximum, and you just need to stick to that. Simple as that. Those little little efforts will compound, and trust me, the results will be outstanding. Then what you need to do is you need to train with intent. So there's a reason behind your training. You know exactly what you need to work on, and you just need to do it every single day. And there has to be intensity behind it so you can actually improve. Learning to do moves, like any move really, if you don't learn it really fast, then you can't do it in a real game because it won't work. And then thirdly, you need to get your off the pitch stuff absolutely on point. Because trust me, if you don't, you will get injured. It's simple. So you need to be doing stretching regularly, sleeping 8 hours a day, and just doing all that recovery stuff like ice baths. And they even did a study, by the way, that showed if you sleep for under 8 hours a day, you lose a lot of the muscle memory that you will have gained by those training sessions. And what I mean by this is, when you train, you effectively are teaching your muscles to move the ball this direction, that direction, this direction, learn a certain move, learn how hard to hit it, what angle to hit it to get it in the bottom corner for a shot. And when you don't sleep, your legs will literally not remember, your legs won't remember as well how to hit the ball. And what that means is the training was completely pointless. So trust me, or not completely pointless, because you'll obviously remember a little bit of things in your legs, but it makes it on the whole a whole lot more pointless than if you actually did the recovery stuff properly and slept longer. So trust me, sleep really well, get your recovery on point, train with intensity and purpose behind your sessions, and just stick to it. And trust me, the results will be absolutely outstanding. Everyone will notice your progress. It might take a little bit of time, but trust me, everyone will notice your progress, and the scouts will also see this. So now you know. I hope you take this advice seriously, because the results, like I said, will be outstanding and scouts will notice you. I promise that. So that's pretty much the end of the video. The first link in the description will be the free training, so make sure you sign up to that. It's going to help you a whole lot more than I can help you in a little 10-20 minute YouTube video. And that's pretty much the end. See you in the next one.